What is up, YouTube? This is that Game That back to you for another YouTube video, and today I have a Wi-Fi battle on Pokemon X and Y against my good friend Tanner. And I'm pretty sure this is his first generation getting into competitive battles. I think this is first generation ever. I don't know. I'm not too sure about that, but this is my first generation competitive battling, and I've been doing this for a while, and I just decided, hey, I'll record this battle that I had with him, and it was a good battle, and we can see what's up. So he has a bunch of threats on his team, and I'm particularly worried about his Klefki there. But it turns out his Klefki does not have Thunder Wave, which was what I was scared about, because if he had Thunder Wave, he probably would have won this battle. But the reason I was afraid of Klefki is because Klefki gets the ability Prankster, and non-damaging moves get +1 priority. So I was scared that he would Thunder Wave my Talonflame, but I had no reason to be afraid. I had no reason to be worried about that, and I was also afraid of his Sceptile, but he has a physical attacking Sceptile instead of a special attacking Sceptile. Basically, after that, I knew I'd have a chance, and so let's get on up with this battle. All right. So basically, this is I've had 3 battles against Tanner. He's currently winning 2-1, so I needed revenge. I needed to get back. I needed to balance the score out. So he starts off with Handy Mandy, the Ambipom, and Smeargle. And I start with Smeargle. I knew he'd be going for the Fake Out because Ambipom gets Technician, and he probably has a Life Orb, so he's probably going for the Fake Out. So I send out my Steel type Lucario, and look at this. This does so much damage. I was surprised. Thought it was a critical hit, but it wasn't. He does a lot of damage, even though I resist that hit. But I'm gonna Mega Evolve. I am a physically attacking Lucario, so this close combat will destroy him. But he's actually faster. I did not expect that either. He goes for the Power Up Punch, which surprised me. But I knew I'd live that because it's not a stab move, and even though he gets Technician plus Life Orb, he was gonna die this turn, basically. So I hit him up with a close combat, and he gets wiped out. Like, where did he even go? So now I'm winning 6-5, but my Mega, it has like 6 health left, I don't know. So he sends out his Epic Stash, the Alakazam, and I thought, well, he doesn't really have any other Megas possibilities on his team besides Heracross, so I'm going to switch out and go to my Waldivore. Get it? This is a Gardevoir that's fully maxed out in defense, HP, and has 6 in special attack. So it is, and it has a special defense boosting nature. So I'm going to completely eat up this Psychic from this base 170 special attack Mega Alakazam. Just watch this. Just watch it. Here comes. I got ahead of myself, but here comes the Psychic. Completely eating it up. Look at that. That did so little damage. And I have the red card, so he gets switched back out, which is great. And his Sceptile gets come out. And I was afraid of this thing because I thought it was special attacking. But it turns out I had nothing to worry about. He goes for the Leaf Blade. I completely eat this up. No, not really. That did a lot. But I hit this Will-O-Wisp. And if I wouldn't have hit this Will-O-Wisp, I probably would have lost. But that's okay. So his attack is halved. And I knew that he wouldn't be able to kill me with another Leaf Blade. So I'm going for the Wish this next turn after he hits me with the Leaf Blade. I live with like 15 health left. Oh, it is 15. And I go for the Wish. And after this, I'm going to be going for the Protect, so I can get my health back, and he takes some burn damage, which is great because he's physically attacking. So I go for the Protect. He goes for a Swords Dance, I think, predicting my Protect, and I get all my health back, and he's back at neutral attack. So I knew I'd be able to eat up another Leaf Blade, and I'm going to go for the Moonblast, and, well, I'm way too far ahead of myself. He takes burn damage. He goes to the Leaf Blade. I completely eat it up again. And not really, but I go for the Moonblast, and I have 6 special attack EVs and a neutral nature, and look how much damage that did. But he's dead. He takes the burn damage, and he faints. I just put a Protected next turn anyway, even if he wouldn't have died. But now he comes back with this Epic Stash, the Mega Alakazam. So here, he gets his Magikarp back, which I don't know, not too afraid of. But I go for Protect to see what move he would go for. And he actually goes for Shadow Ball. So I was like, okay, he's probably going to go for Shadow Ball again. So I switch out into Smeargle so I don't take any damage from the Shadow Ball. But he predicted my switch, or so it seems. He goes for the Psychic, and I was like, no, because I really need Smeargle. Good thing I have a Focus Sash on this thing. So I was like, what do I do? So I switch back out, and I go back to my Gardevoir. Yeah, I go back into my Gardevoir. And I knew I'd be dead this turn, so it doesn't even matter. Pick back up the magic guard, still nothing. And I get hit with this psychic, and I get knocked out. But Gardevoir did all it had to do, so good job. You probably won the battle for us, so good for you. Actually, no, I probably would have won. So I hit him up, my Talonflame, and I'm going to go for a priority Brave Bird, knowing that Alakazam has terrible defenses. He switches out into his Klefki, and it's getting very blurry. And he goes for the Brave Bird. My camera is going to go out of focus. So he gets hit with this Brave Bird, and it does nothing. The reason it does nothing... Sorry, I had to do that. Seriously? Come on. The reason it does nothing is I forgot to put a Life Orb back on my... Talonflame. I was like, oh, I could have done so much damage. Turns out I had really nothing to worry about. So he goes for the Reflect, fearing Flare Blitz, I think. And I switch out, and then I go for the Spore, because I am faster, I have max speed on this thing. And he goes to sleep, and I use Sticky Web, one of the greatest hazard. He doesn't have a Rapid Spinner, so I was free to do whatever I want. He stays asleep one more turn. I go for the Stone Edge, because he has a Talonflame on his team, so I want to take a nice 50% off of that. And see, he goes for a Draining Kiss here, which is fine. Smeargle's done. It's great. He did all he had to do. So he gets the critical hit. He gets 1 HP. That's great for him. And I faint, but that's okay. Next, I go into my Rogue, my Shiny Greninja. And I knew he'd probably go for Light Screen, so he goes for the Light Screen. I needed to stall him out for a few turns until the Reflect was over, so I go for the Hydro Pump. Sometimes I didn't really have to do that because it'll take 3 Hydro Pumps. No, it looks like 2 Hydro Pumps, and I'll be able to knock him out. Protein Greninja is fantastic. He goes for the Spikes. I'm not quite sure why he goes for the Spikes, but he does. Hey, so he goes for the Hydro Pump again. I go for the Hydro Pump again, and he gets knocked out. So I forget what the score is, but I think it's like 4-2 now. I'm pretty sure. So he sends out his Rhino Beetle, his Heracross, and I thought, oh no, this is probably a Scarfed Cross, and even with the Sticky Web, this thing will still be fast. So I switch out my Lucario, and I switch out my Greninja and go into my Lucario. I get Spikes damage. I was hoping I'd die, but turns out I had nothing. Well, it turns out I didn't. He goes to the Stone Edge, probably predicting my. He was probably predicting my Talonflame to come back out, and he misses. So I thought, oh, he's probably locked in, and I was surprised I was faster with the close combat. But let's just think about it. I did half damage with Reflect up. That's a lot. So he then takes me out the Stone Edge. I'm still thinking that I'm still thinking that he's Choice Scarf because he used the same move in a row. I don't know if I'm pretty sure Heracross can learn Earthquake. So I sent out my Talonflame, getting the priority, and I knock him out, and there's nothing really I have to worry about. So that's good. And then I knock out the Heracross, basically sealing the game up for me. I'm pretty sure I sweep the rest of his team with Talonflame. Now I'm not sure what's going on here. I'm not sure if I think it's a Jolly Nature. I'm not sure if he has a Jolly Nature, but I think there's a Speed Tie. I'm not sure if he breeded it right. There should have been a Speed Tie, and I won the Speed Tie because I probably would have gotten swept by this thing if he would have won the Speed Tie. I'm not sure. I'd have to ask him about that, and it's not focusing again. So he goes out to his Alakazam, and I'm going to hit him up with a priority Brave Bird, even though my camera's not focusing and you can't see it. He traces my Gale Wings, which actually, if Alakazam learned a Flying type move, that would be pretty dangerous. I don't know what move he'd learn. Brave Bird Alakazam. And my camera's not focusing. This stupid Brave Bird animation. But after that, I win the battle. I win 3-0, making it tied 2-2. The next battle will decide who is the real Pokemon champion. But thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, comment, do whatever you want. If you want more of these Wi-Fi battles, I can do more. Seriously, I can do how many? I can do a ton. I have a lot recorded. I can do some. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next clip.